Welcome back for another HBA Parade of Homes tour. We are on location today in what is known as the Ensuite Bath and Kitchen Showroom, and I'm with the one and only Mr. David Arsenault. You head EMCO, the operation here in Windsor, and you've got a lot going on.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, so first and foremost, let's talk about EMCO as a whole.
Sure.
If people don't know what you do. I don't know how they would within the world of water, but let's give a little bit of an overview.
Sure. EMCO as a corporation is really focused on supporting the movement of water from water purification plants to transporting it to structure, then moving it through a structure, back out into the pipes, and back to the water purification plant. So we have different brands and different companies that really specialize in that entire process. This space, this room, featuring the ensuite, really focuses in on what we would call the fashion plumbing component to that, where we deal with the people side of the paint, things you can touch and feel while interacting with water and the flow of water through buildings.
I love how you say that. So, and you've been established. So, like the first 10 years was what?
Well, the first 10 years we really built to a market leading position in a building very close to this one, right across the street. And it was about 1,600 square feet, probably with 2 to 3 teammates most of the time. But we really felt the need for expansion because of where Windsor's going and where the business is going. So we've doubled the size, if not a little bit more.
I was going to say, I would say it's like tripled the size. You come in here and it really truly is a remarkable showroom. If you haven't been in here, who is allowed to come here? Should I say that?
Yes.
Say it like that? Because it's like, I'm wondering, is it for the builders? Is it for the general public? Like
Yeah.
who gets to come into this showroom?
Well, first of all, anybody who wants to come into our showroom is welcome. But really the best way to say it is, if you're working on a project that involves touching anything that water flows through from a fashion plumbing perspective, we'd love to speak with you. It's best if you can make an appointment. That way you'll get your best experience and the most focus from one of our 6 trained showroom consultants. But if you can't, if you're coming in from out of town, say you have to make selections this weekend or whatever, just come and we'll deal with it to the best of our ability. So we're wide open as a trade service, and we're wide open to give a retail-like experience to anybody doing a renovation, no matter how big or how small.
What would you recommend for the best possible experience for someone that's going to make that appointment? How should they prepare?
Well, that's just a great question. And in this today's world, people are so busy. So a little bit of thought to this really goes a long way. I mean, at the end of the day, what's most important to us is when someone leaves here for the last time, they stop at that door and they just pause for a moment and they turn around and they say, the selection of my fashion plumbing was the most enjoyable part of building my new home. That's our goal. It's not a financial goal, it's a feeling goal. And to answer your question, the best way for us to achieve that is if the couple, but normally the lady of the house, puts some thought into what is the style that I'm interested in. Here are a couple of pictures. Here's a cutout from a magazine. Here's something online. This is representative of the style I want to achieve. Very, very important. Second, here's about how much I want to spend. Because with the variety out there, you can achieve almost any style with almost any budget. So this kind of style, this kind of budget, and this is also very important, in about what time frame. Because if it's, I need to know by next week, that's one thing. If I've got 6 months to develop this beautiful custom home, that's something else. So the best preparation possible is some kind of understanding and visual as to style with about approximate budget and some detail on timing. With that, our showroom consultants can knock it out of the park.
Yeah, and it truly is a hands-on experience. You do have to, you've got so many things to touch and feel and get that idea in mind of what it is that you're wanting and that vision. You have amazing consultants here.
Thank you. I agree.
How does that operate? How would it operate? Better if I make an appointment, but walk me through that process.
Sure. I really think that the greatest skill that is common amongst our showroom consultants is they help the homeowner clarify their vision. Help them think about what they want to achieve. What's the look they want? What's the budget? What's the timing? Help with that kind of clarity. And then from that clarity, it inevitably leads to a clear option of specific materials. And if that works to get it done, fine. If not, we'll return to the vision and planning component a little bit. So really the skill is, how do you migrate from the world of anything possible to the world of something specific? And if that works, great. If not, as I said, we go back to the drawing board. The other thing that's really important to note is all the skills that EMCO has developed in doing apartment buildings and factories and big projects really comes to bear on the smaller but very important home renovations. So that's about coordinating the buying, the shipping to site, the dealing with the details, making sure everything arrives on time and is in good shape, and if it doesn't, taking care of it right away. So the homeowner experiences the same type of support and professionalism that, say, a major general contractor would as they were building a 10 or 12-story building. So all that comes to bear to help execute the homeowner's vision of what they want to live into in their home.
And this is also why when you're walking into the Ensuite bath and kitchen showroom, the consumer or the customer would come through the front door here, but this building has multiple purposes.
Yes. So again, it's part of the mission of the company to deal with anything that water flows through. So within this building, in coordination with or in harmony with the fashion plumbing side of the business, we have a very active plumbing counter. So all the people who would be involved with putting faucets and toilets and whatnot in are coming in every day to buy things. We also have a large inventory, probably the largest in the city. And we also recently launched a heating, ventilation, cooling business called McHugh Supply. So truly it's about wrapping an umbrella around our targeted customers and taking care of anything that has to do with their fashion plumbing or their rough plumbing or anything really.
All under one roof.
All under one roof,
and
more accurately by one team, because we actually have more than one roof.
That's true.
But one great team.
Okay, and on that note as well, as we tie this all together, what does the future hold in store for you?
Right, it's a great question. I think that I know that we're all very proud of what we've achieved in the last 8 to 10 years. But really what gets us up in the morning and makes things exciting is what we're going to do for the next 10 years. We need to build 20 to 30,000 homes in Windsor. And we're involved in major infrastructure development in the battery and the bridge and the automotive sector and the hospitality and hospitals. And we just want to be a big part of that in supporting the vision of others and executing above and beyond the expectation of all of our customers, whether it's an individual homeowner or a major construction site.
I love the bigger picture. It's what it's all about and bringing it all together back here in Windsor. And for you, and I encourage you, it's so easy. You can either make an appointment, call online. We've got the information on the screen. Definitely visit the website as well. But you won't want to miss out on this. If you are doing a renovation, if you're thinking about doing a new construction, this is a place to start for sure, especially with kitchens and baths. It's the Ensuite Bath and Kitchen Showroom right here in Windsor. And thank you so much, David, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for tuning in to another We HBA Parade of Homes tour.